You think getting 8 hours of sleep should make you feel rested, right? But if you're over 65 and still waking up exhausted, day after day, you're not alone, and it's not just part of aging. That heavy, drained feeling in the morning is a message from your body. It's not about how long you sleep, but how well your body rests during the night. And the truth? Many seniors spend 8 hours in bed without ever reaching the kind of deep, healing sleep that truly restores the body and mind. Sleep changes with age, this is a scientific fact. But that doesn't mean poor sleep is something you have to accept. Behind that morning fatigue are hidden disruptors. Habits, conditions, and changes in your brain and body that silently sabotage your rest. Most people don't even know these things are happening until they hit a wall, mentally foggy, emotionally flat, physically weak. Today, we're going to uncover the real reasons why so many seniors wake up tired even after a full night in bed. These aren't just guesses or vague theories, each point is based on research, lived experiences, and the growing science around elderly health, circadian rhythm, and sleep architecture. If you've been feeling like something's just not right with your rest, if you've said to yourself, "I slept all night, so why do I feel worse in the morning?" this video was made for you. Before we dive in, I want to invite you, yes, you, to like this video if it speaks to you. Subscribe to the channel if you care about longevity, independence, and real-life inspiration from the elderly. Let me know in the comments. Where are you watching from? It's always amazing to see this community grow, from Europe to North America, from folks in their 60s to strong, wise spirits well into their 90s. Now, let's get real about senior sleep. Let's talk about the first silent reason you wake up tired, no matter how long you sleep. It starts with the most overlooked shift. Your brain's sleep cycles aren't working like they used to. You see, when we're young, sleep moves through a smooth rhythm. Light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep, each stage playing a unique role in how we feel the next day. But as we age, the amount of time spent in deep sleep, what scientists call slow-wave sleep, drops dramatically. This deep sleep is where your body does its repair work. It clears out brain toxins linked to memory loss, it rebalances hormones, it lowers inflammation, and it restores muscle tissue. Without enough of it, even 8 or 9 hours in bed won't do much. You might sleep, but you won't feel refreshed. Dr. Thomas Scammell, a professor of neurology at Harvard Medical School, explains that the aging brain doesn't transition into deep sleep as easily as it once did. Think of it like a car engine that used to shift gears smoothly, but now struggles to get into the right gear for cruising. That's why you might wake up often during the night, or even feel like you never slept deeply at all. Let me tell you about Martha, a 72-year-old widow from Wisconsin. She went to bed every night at 10 p.m., woke up around 6 a.m., and yet every morning, she felt groggy, like she hadn't slept at all. Her doctor ran tests, found nothing wrong, and simply said, "It's your age." But Martha wasn't convinced. She started tracking her sleep with a small wearable monitor, and discovered that she was barely getting 20 minutes of deep sleep per night. The rest was light sleep, full of tossing and turning. That discovery changed everything. Martha started walking in the early morning sunlight, limited screen time before bed, and took up gentle stretching in the evening. Within weeks, her deep sleep doubled, and so did her energy. The hours hadn't changed, but the quality had. Which brings us to the second hidden reason, fragmented sleep caused by nighttime urination, what doctors call nocturia. It's common in older adults, and most people brush it off as harmless. But waking up 2, 3, even 4 times a night to use the bathroom breaks your sleep cycles, and once that rhythm is broken, it rarely returns to normal in the same night. For men, this is often linked to prostate issues. For women, it may be hormonal shifts post-menopause. But either way, it's not just a minor inconvenience. According to research from the Sleep Foundation, repeated nighttime waking is directly linked to increased fatigue, poorer mood, and even cognitive decline over time. There's also the danger of falling. Imagine it's 2 a.m., your balance is off, and you're walking half asleep to the bathroom. Many nighttime injuries among the elderly begin this way. But beyond the physical risk, there's something more subtle and more damaging. Every time you interrupt your sleep, your brain struggles to get back into those deep, healing stages. And that's where real rest is lost. There's a story I often tell about George, 77, from Nova Scotia. He was a fit, retired firefighter who still chopped wood in his backyard. But he kept waking up tired. Not sore. Not sick. Just flat. We talked, and he told me, "I get up 3 or 4 times a night to pee." That was it. We looked into it. He reduced his fluids after 7 p.m., moved his last cup of tea to earlier in the afternoon, and added more potassium to his diet to balance fluid retention. 2 weeks later, he called me and said, "I didn't even nap today. First time in a year." When your body is waking you every few hours, it's like trying to drive long distance while stopping every 10 miles. You'll eventually get there, but it takes so much longer, and you'll arrive exhausted. And then, there's the third, more emotional reason that no one really talks about. Loneliness and anxiety in the late evening. What you feel before bed, you carry into your sleep. And for many seniors, that hour before turning out the light can be filled with quiet restlessness. It's not loud. It's not panic. It's more like a soft ache, a feeling that something is missing. A partner who used to be there. The sound of children laughing in the next room. The weight of memories. That emotional heaviness doesn't just affect the heart, it affects the brain. Elevated evening cortisol, the stress hormone, blocks melatonin, the sleep hormone. So even if you fall asleep, the quality suffers. And you might not even realize it. A senior health study conducted across the U.S. and Europe found that people over 65, who experienced evening sadness or emotional isolation were 40% more likely to report poor sleep, even when they spent enough hours in bed. That fatigue in the morning? It's not just physical. It's emotional. That's why some of the most successful sleep habits for older adults don't begin in the bedroom, they begin in the heart. A quick call to someone you care about. Listening to a favorite song. Writing in a gratitude journal. These aren't tricks. They're signals to the body that you are safe, connected, and ready to rest. I once spoke with a woman named Eileen, 81, from Glasgow. She lived alone after her husband passed, and her nights were the hardest. Not because she couldn't sleep, but because she didn't want to go to bed. The silence was too loud. So she changed her routine. She began ending each day by writing one short letter to her late husband, just a few lines. It became her ritual. She told me, "It's strange, but after I write, I sleep like I'm not alone." And maybe, in some way, she wasn't. You've just heard 3 of the deepest reasons why so many seniors wake up tired, even after a full night in bed. But we're only just beginning. Now that you understand how poor sleep quality, nighttime urination, and emotional restlessness sabotage your energy even after 8 hours in bed, there's another silent culprit we need to talk about. Medications, especially the kind prescribed after 60. Most seniors take at least one daily medication. Many take several. But what many don't realize is how those pills can quietly interfere with your sleep in ways that are easy to overlook but hard to undo. Let me explain. Certain blood pressure medications, heart medications, antidepressants, and even over-the-counter remedies for allergies or colds contain ingredients that either stimulate your nervous system or suppress your natural sleep cycles. Some cause drowsiness at first, but once you're asleep, they prevent your body from entering the deep stages of rest that truly repair and refresh. Let's take beta blockers as an example. These are often used to treat high blood pressure, a common condition among people over 65. While they do a great job regulating your heart rate, they've also been shown to reduce melatonin production at night. Melatonin is your sleep hormone. Without it, you might fall asleep late, wake up more often, or miss out on REM sleep, the stage where your brain processes memory and emotion. Then there are diuretics, water pills. These are prescribed to help reduce fluid buildup and pressure, but if taken too late in the day, they almost guarantee you'll be waking up multiple times to go to the bathroom. Sound familiar? The problem isn't just the medicine itself, it's when and how it's taken. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors taking 3 or more medications were nearly twice as likely to report poor sleep, chronic fatigue, and a sense of mental fog in the morning. I remember speaking with James, 80, from Oregon. He was sharp as a tack, still loved fishing and gardening, but always complained about feeling off in the morning. We looked at his medication routine. He was taking a blood pressure pill, a diuretic, and a sleep aid, all after dinner. With his doctor's help, he spaced the doses, shifted some to earlier in the day, and swapped one with a lower interference option. Within a month, he told me, "I wake up now and I feel awake." So if you're watching this and you're on medication, don't panic. Just ask your doctor or pharmacist one simple question. Is this affecting my sleep? Because chances are, at least one of them might be. Now let's talk about something many people never connect to sleep: your exposure to light, especially artificial light. Your body has a built-in clock. It's called the circadian rhythm, and it's responsible for regulating sleep, digestion, mood, and even immune function. This clock is guided by light. Natural sunlight in the morning tells your brain, "Wake up, be alert, release energy." Darkness at night sends a different message. Slow down, prepare for sleep, restore. But here's the problem. If you're spending your evenings under bright LED lights, scrolling on your phone, or watching a glowing TV until bedtime, your brain gets confused. It still thinks it's daytime. This is especially harmful for seniors because melatonin production already declines with age. So even the smallest disruptions, like checking your phone at 10 p.m., can throw off your body's entire sleep-wake rhythm. You might fall asleep, yes. But you'll toss. You'll turn. You'll wake up tired. Here's a story for you. Eleanor, 76, from Toronto, told me she never felt rested, even after sleeping 8 or 9 hours. She did everything right: early dinner, no caffeine, a fixed bedtime. But then I asked her, "What do you do in the hour before sleep?" She laughed and said, "I catch up on Facebook and binge my shows." That blue light was doing more harm than she realized. So, we tried a simple experiment: no screens after 8 p.m. Instead, she used dim lighting, read a book, and added a warm bath to her routine. It wasn't a massive lifestyle overhaul, it was one small shift. But the difference was dramatic. "I forgot what rested felt like," she said. The lesson here? Your body is craving cues from nature. So if you want to sleep better, give it the right signals. Morning sunlight. Evening calm. Darkness before bed. Not only will you sleep deeper, but you'll also feel sharper, steadier, and more alive during the day. Another crucial factor that no one really prepares you for after 60 is reduced physical activity. When you were younger, daily movement was built into your routine: work, errands, raising children. But now, especially in retirement or during colder months, it's easy to slow down. Maybe you're walking less, sitting more, and spending more time indoors. And that has consequences. Here's the science. Your body needs enough physical exertion during the day to trigger the need for recovery at night. Without it, your sleep drive stays weak. Your body doesn't release enough adenosine, the chemical that makes you sleepy, so even if you lie in bed for 8 hours, your brain isn't motivated to rest deeply. It's a cycle. Low activity, to low sleep drive, to poor sleep, to daytime fatigue, to even less movement. But movement doesn't have to mean exercise in the traditional sense. Gardening, dancing in your living room, walking around the block, light housework, it all counts. What matters is consistency. Let's talk about Carlos, 68, from Miami. After his knee replacement, he stopped moving as much. His nights became restless. He'd sleep in short bursts and wake up groggy. His doctor suggested gentle aquatic therapy, and after 3 weeks of daily pool exercises, his sleep started to improve. "I don't wake up tired anymore," he said. "I feel like I earned my rest." That's the key. When your body is tired from movement, not from stress or illness, it welcomes sleep. Deep, restorative sleep. And that's when healing happens. That's when your immune system resets, your memory consolidates, your muscles repair. Now, I want to bring your attention to a surprising truth many overlook: sleep apnea doesn't always come with snoring. And yes, even healthy-looking seniors can have it. Sleep apnea is a condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. Most people think it's obvious, they imagine loud gasping, choking, or snoring. But in many older adults, especially women, it shows up as subtle exhaustion, forgetfulness, and morning headaches. You might think you're sleeping peacefully, but your oxygen levels could be dropping over and over, straining your heart, damaging your brain, and fragmenting your rest. This is especially important because undiagnosed sleep apnea is linked to high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, and memory loss. And the older you get, the higher the risk becomes, even if you've never had it before. I once met Louise, 73, from Texas. She didn't snore. She didn't wake up at night. But she couldn't shake the morning brain fog. Her granddaughter finally convinced her to do a home sleep study. The results shocked her. She had moderate sleep apnea. She now uses a CPAP machine, and for the first time in years, she feels like herself again. So if you're waking up tired, don't rule it out just because you don't hear yourself snoring. If you feel drained despite sleeping through the night, talk to your doctor about testing. These are the deeper truths behind senior sleep, the hidden traps that keep your energy low, and your days shorter than they should be. And the good news? Every one of them is treatable. So before you blame aging for your fatigue, ask yourself, am I truly reaching deep sleep? Are my medications interfering with my rest? Am I moving enough during the day? Am I giving my brain the right light signals? And could there be a medical issue stealing my oxygen while I sleep? Because when you start asking the right questions, the answers begin to show themselves. Now let's talk about what you can do, practical, proven, and deeply effective ways to change how you sleep, and most importantly, how you feel when you wake up. Because waking up tired every day is not just frustrating, it steals your joy, your energy, and your will to stay active. And the older we get, the more precious each day becomes. So why not wake up feeling ready to live it? Let's begin with your evening routine. This is the part of your day most people overlook. But what you do in that final hour before bed sets the tone for your entire night. And for seniors who often have disrupted circadian rhythms, that hour becomes your secret weapon. Step 1. Create closure. You need to give your brain permission to stop thinking. That means turning off the news. Not checking emails or social media. And not engaging in stressful conversations that stir up emotion. Instead, create rituals that signal peace. Soft music. Gentle stretching. A short journal entry. Even a warm foot soak. Take Mr. Alston, 84, a retired teacher in Maine. He told me he used to fall asleep with the television on every night. But he still woke up multiple times, feeling mentally drained. One day, he tried switching off the TV and replacing it with a wind-down routine. Chamomile tea, classical music, and sitting quietly in his reading chair for 20 minutes. The result? I still wake up during the night sometimes. He said. But now I fall back asleep easily, and I feel more alive in the morning. Another powerful technique for improving your sleep is morning exposure to natural light. This is especially important for people over 65, whose internal clocks become more sensitive and need stronger cues to stay on rhythm. Stepping outside, even for just 10 minutes after waking, helps reset your melatonin cycle so your brain knows this is daytime. And at night, it will reward you with deeper, more restorative sleep. There's science behind this. A study published in Sleep Health Journal found that seniors who got consistent morning sunlight slept longer, fell asleep faster, and reported higher mood levels throughout the day. Think about that. Simply stepping outside each morning can boost your entire 24-hour cycle. And for many seniors, that one habit alone can reduce sleep medications, naps, and morning fatigue. Next, let's talk about nutrition and sleep, because what you eat during the day plays a huge role in how you rest at night. Many seniors unknowingly sabotage their sleep by skipping meals, eating heavy dinners, or drinking stimulants like coffee or dark tea too late in the afternoon. Let me tell you about Helen, 79, who came to me saying she hadn't had a good night's sleep in over a year. She ate dinner at 8 p.m., drank black tea around 6, and skipped lunch most days. Her blood sugar was crashing at night, waking her up. and the caffeine was lingering in her system far longer than she realized. We changed 3 things. She moved dinner to 6 p.m., switched her tea to herbal, and added a small protein-rich snack before bed, like Greek yogurt or a slice of cheese. Within 10 days, her sleep transformed. "I didn't know food could mess with sleep like that," she said. "But now I do, and I feel like myself again." As we age, our digestion slows, our insulin response weakens, and our tolerance for dietary stimulants drops. What worked in your 40s and 50s might not work now. So take a close look at what you're eating, and when. Another factor many seniors ignore is room temperature and sleep environment. You might think you like to sleep warm and cozy, but sleeping too hot is one of the most common reasons older adults wake up groggy, dehydrated, and unrest. Your core body temperature needs to drop about 2 to 3 degrees to fall and stay asleep. If your room is too warm, or if you're buried under heavy blankets, your body can't cool properly. And when that happens, your brain never reaches those deep sleep stages. Experts recommend keeping your bedroom between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. It may feel chilly at first, but once your body adapts, you'll sleep deeper, wake up less, and feel lighter in the morning. And don't forget your bedding. Choose breathable, natural fibers like cotton or bamboo. Heavy, synthetic comforters trap heat and moisture, making you restless. Margaret, 81, from Northern California, made this exact change. She'd been waking up sweaty and groggy. Convinced it was hormonal or just old age. We reviewed her setup: flannel sheets, fleece pajamas, a space heater on all night. She switched to cotton bedding, cracked a window, and wore lighter sleepwear. The first morning after, she said, I woke up calm. Like my body had finally cooled off enough to let go. Sometimes, the smallest adjustments have the biggest payoff. And finally, perhaps the most important truth to accept: rested sleep requires emotional peace. You can do everything right: perfect lighting, ideal diet, a cool room, but if your heart is unsettled, your sleep will suffer. After 60, many people carry quiet grief. A lost partner. A estranged family. Regret. Loneliness. These emotions don't go away when the lights turn off, they follow us into the night. That's why emotional well-being is not separate from sleep, it is part of sleep hygiene. I met a man named Henry, 85, a widower who had not slept through the night, since his wife passed 4 years earlier. He tried everything: melatonin, sleep clinics, sound machines. Nothing worked. What finally helped? Talking. Once a week, he started sharing stories about his wife with his grandson, memories, laughs, even the sad parts. He said, something softened in me. And the night didn't feel so lonely anymore. Sometimes, what your body needs most isn't medicine, it's meaning. Connection. Closure. A reason to feel safe. So tonight, ask yourself, what am I carrying to bed with me that I no longer need? Is it time to forgive someone? Is it time to speak to someone? Is it time to let go? Because real sleep, the kind that heals and energizes, only happens when the body and heart feel at peace. And now, I want to ask you, are you still waking up tired after 8 hours? Which part of today's video spoke to you the most? Drop a comment below, share your thoughts, and let others in this community know they're not alone. If this message resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe for more reflections on elderly wisdom, senior health, and the life lessons that keep us grounded and inspired after 60. Let us know. Where are you watching from today? Here's to peaceful nights, powerful mornings, and a life that feels lighter, one well-rested day at a time.